Hey everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson's Supery. Today we are going to do a really fun video. Lots of you may know I have actually been at an expo in Sydney. I actually live in Melbourne, so Sydney is about a 9.5 hour drive from where I am. So my daughter Emily has a company called Honey Blue U. So we went up to the Drag Expo because she was a vendor at that particular expo, and it was so much fun. So today I'm going to get into the video all about us traveling around Sydney. Of course, I'll show you the expo, her setup, and packing the car and all of those kind of things that come into it. So let's get going and we'll watch something super fun. So here we are at 5 a.m. in the morning on the 18th of May. That's when we actually left. We decided to go a little bit early so we could have a day exploring the city before we actually do the expo in Melbourne, because the expo was on the 20th and 21st, I think, of May. So the car is super full, and these are rotating earring racks that you can see sitting here. And the pink thing, underneath the pink thing, is all the different racks. So my daughter did take thousands of earrings because you just never know what you're going to sell. And of course I have a van, so it was super duper easy, you know, just to load it all in the van and go nice and early. So here we are along the road. We are traveling towards Sydney. Of course, my daughter is filming because I'm driving, and that's why we decided to do the voiceover, just to make it a bit easier, because obviously I can't talk and concentrate and drive. But basically, we live out on the southeast of Melbourne, so it's a little bit of a drive. We're more country to city, so we had to cross into the city, and then, of course, you know, we had to go over to Sydney. So basically, we need to go all the way through Melbourne, go onto the west, and then onto the main freeway. And this freeway takes you to Sydney. So as I said, it was about a 9.5 hour drive. It's a really long drive. We did stop several times along the way to get a coffee and lunch and, you know, a few extra things, and it was really nice. We had such a lovely drive because, as you can see, the sun is shining and just beautiful. And of course we are lucky because it's winter, but anyway, we still had a lovely day. Here we are having coffee in Melbourne. This is the next day. The coffee that they served looked really beautiful in Sydney. So now this is our breakfast. This was delicious. Honestly, this was like a salmon sort of sandwich. I hadn't had that before. My daughter had the pancakes. There's too much sweet things for me on that. And now we decided to go into the city. So I thought, look, for this video, we're going to join all the clips together so you can see exactly what I'm up to. So now this is beautiful Sydney. It reminds me a little bit of Melbourne. We do have these kind of houses in Melbourne. And then, of course, we decided to go down to the Darling Harbour. And that's basically where you've got the ships and the beautiful coastline. And of course, that you can see in the background, that unusual looking building. That's a very famous building in Sydney, which is the Sydney Opera House. And it's been there for a long time, but it's definitely a huge landmark for Sydney. Lots of tourists come and see it. So I thought, look, you might all want to see exactly how beautiful it is. Now, do remember, like I said, we're pretty much in winter here, so it still is fairly warm. Sydney was quite nice, about 25 degrees Celsius was the weather. And then here we actually crossed through this beautiful park. It was really lovely. Here is Em, of course. She was filming for her TikTok and I was filming for YouTube. So it's a little bit different filming for either one. But I knew all of my friends on YouTube would love to see a little bit about Australia and, of course, a little bit about my holiday on the way. So as I said, this is the day before. The expo was actually the next day. So we just decided, look, we're going to make a holiday out of this. So we went for 5 days. The expo was only 2 days. And it is very expensive to do expos. For anyone that wants to know, it does cost thousands of dollars. Some of the expos cost $4,000 or $5,000 just to be a vendor on these. This one was pretty good. It was, I think, $1,600 to you know, for the 2 days to be a vendor. So it's $800 a day. So you need to make sure you have a lot of stock, because obviously you want to make sure, you know, that you're selling quite a lot so that you can make your money back. And generally with these sort of expos, you can make anything from $3,000 to $10,000. on them, but some people will tell you they may not have even broken even. So you just need to make sure that your products really do relay with the venue that you're going to be a vendor at. So for instance, if you're going to be a vendor like we were at a drag expo, you wouldn't be bringing floral, flowery things, because that's probably not going to be the vibe of the people that are attending. So I'd say, you need more colourful things, maybe a few naughty things in there, but just some colourful, fun, stuff. And you just got to really think of who's going to be at these venues. But my daughter sells really colourful, fun earrings. So it was perfect for her. She also sells bags and things like that. So, it was just a perfect solution for her. Now you can see my daughter Emily crossing here. She was the one checking the road, and then I said, oh, look how beautiful it is. Let me just show everyone, like I said, how gorgeous it is in Sydney. So now this is just at the back of the harbour, and look at these flowers. This was a restaurant that is full of flowers, especially in summer. It's massively full of flowers, and I just thought this was just so beautiful that I had to show anyone. And in Sydney, they do have lots and lots of restaurants, cafes, bars, because it's obviously a tourist attraction. Now, this is the Sydney Opera House again. As I said, it is a really big landmark for Sydney. Lots of people take photos, and in particular, wedding photos and things like that there. And then you can see all the city and the kind of buildings and things like that in the background. We did go over to the city a little bit later on. So now this is the museum, and I really loved this. So this is an Aboriginal painting, and the mural painting had gone all the way up to the staircase. So I thought that was super cool, and I thought everybody may love to look at that. And then, of course, most of the museums just have, all the CEOs and interesting things about it. To be really honest, my favourite thing was the Aboriginal mural in this whole event. I really did love seeing that. But we thought, look, we need to have a bit of culture, and we will go inside the museum. We usually wouldn't. So now here we are setting up for the event. So you can see my daughter's name. They put your name up the top, which says Honey Blue You. And we actually got to take that home, which was nice for her. And it's really thick cardboard. So she has all of her earrings displayed, as you can see here. We had some of my candles. I made candles for her. She wanted to put some fun prints on them. And then she had these fun bottles as well. So they were just drink bottles. So they're pretty cheap. And as she said, she tries to keep her price so that the stuff is going to move fast. I mean, she could have doubled the prices, but as she said, you want to move the things and just keep going. Now, this is the setup day. So as you can see, not really anyone around. This is before anyone's let in. So they have like a VIP access. So people pay more money to come the first hour so they can look. And then, of course, the general public come later. One thing that I didn't show here is they had a massive lineup on the first day. People were waiting for an hour, just like a concert, to get in. And I have actually put some footage in here so you can see how many people are at this event. So that's what I said. When you're working at an expo, you really need to do your homework on the expo. How many people are there? Is it a new expo? Or, just a little bit of understanding of the particular venue that you're going to be vending at. So as you can see, lots of colour from my daughters here, and here she is just working everything, fixing it up and making it beautiful. So I said, look, let's just take some film. Now you can see the pink carpet. That was actually a catwalk where the models all came down. And of course, this, as I said, this is a drag event. So, the queens come down in the absolutely most beautiful gowns I've ever seen. I was so jealous at their gorgeous, gorgeous gowns that they definitely had. Here's some other vendors as well. So like I said, you can see all different things, from bags, glasses, hats, jewelry, umbrellas. I mean, there's so many different things. Shoes. There was a lady that did amazing fun type shoes. Also, they had lots that did, beauty brands. So this particular beauty brand is a well-known queen. So lots of people did love all of this. And they do sell like merchandise, T-shirts. You can see here dresses that were super gorgeous and fun. I'll put some links for all the companies as well so that you can just have a look at all these, gorgeous things. So here you can see how many people. This was when the catwalk was happening. It was very, very busy. Thousands of people came through the door, which was fun. And, even like this queen, you can see that they do beautiful makeup. They even do wedding makeup, a lot of them. And art, that was a gorgeous artist that was next to us. Really colourful and fun. And I can tell you, everyone was so, so lovely. Even the staff there were just absolutely beautiful. This was a queen that was opposite us. Doesn't she look gorgeous? I mean, that makeup, honestly, fantastic. It's just a work of art. It really, honestly is. And I just really loved the whole idea that, like I said, it was really fun, really nice. There was not one mean person. Everyone was absolutely just lovely, accepting, and, just having such a great time, which is really, really good, isn't it? So, once again, as I said, I wanted to show you a little bit of, how to set up. And my daughter actually bought these white cabinets from IKEA. So these were just IKEA ones. She decided to put them together. She's pretty good with flat pack, but if you're not good with flat packs, I would say don't do that. Bring something that's foldable and easy to fit in your van. And everything you can see here did fit in my small van. I actually own a Volkswagen Caddy, so it's not a super long van or anything. So you do need to think, what can you actually fit in there? And you've got to be a little bit realistic because, you have to carry them. So basically with this, you park your car in a loading bay and then you've got to carry it in, which is like maybe 100 meters away. So it's not, you don't get to pull up like a market and just pull it in. So you definitely need a trolley. But we forgot our trolley and they were so lovely. They helped us and gave us another trolley. So I did think that was really, really nice. And there was different price points as well for everything. Some things were super cheap. Some were more expensive. So like I said, it really just depended on what you sort of wanted to charge for your product. But I definitely say if you try and keep your products at a realistic price, and, like obviously if you're selling a candle for $90, you're not going to sell as many as you would have maybe for selling, at a cheaper price. But my daughter sells her earrings for $12 a pair of earrings, and then she has a deal of 2 for 20. So as she said, she's still making quite good money out of that. But there, sometimes you'll see other people that may have earrings that are $60 or $70 or $50, and of course that's a much harder sell than something less. But of course you need to know your COGS, meaning your cost of goods, before you do all of this. And all of these signs and things you can see, she actually gets them all printed from Vistaprint. So, but there's so many different companies around that you can go to get, printing done and lots more help. So I definitely suggest look around to make sure that you're getting the best deal you can for your business. So once again here, as I said, just showing you nice and up close. And my daughter always brings in new things. So if she deletes something, then she'll bring something different in. And as she said, by rotating that, every expo she has will be a little different. And the good thing is that with that is I've noticed at a number of expos we've done, people have actually said, I came here, I seen you on TikTok and I followed you here. So I just wanted to see you here. And that's the thing. Once you start to get a bit of a following, like she does have a very good following, people will start to come and see you. So, don't worry about all that. Just, go to the events that you like. And like I said, just have super, super duper fun. And of course, these ones here, these are my ones that I'm sure lots of you know what they are. Some of those ones are my daughter's, and my young 15-year-old daughter, she actually makes the earrings that are stringed, the necklaces that are stringed that you can see here, that are $10 at the bottom. So that's what she actually does, which is really cute, isn't it? And these ones are my stone ones, so we took those as well in case somebody wanted something that was stone rather than just the acrylic. So here we are back in Sydney. So the expo, we've seen part of the expo, haven't we? And like I said, now we decided to go down to the other side of Sydney. And when we were actually walking around Sydney and we had a coffee, we seen that there was Luna Park on the opposite side. And for people that don't know, it's like a kind of a fun fair type place with rides and games, and it's just a fun day out. So it was actually closed, but we did get to go in there and have a look. And as I said, then we also, went along here and had a look at this beautiful bay. And it just has such a nice look with all the palm trees and so on. And the little castle that you can see in the background, that is actually part of Luna Park. And as I said, it's like a fun kind of place. But I just thought, look, it looks so beautiful. And I know that you guys would want to see all different parts of Sydney, especially if you live in different parts of the world. It's fun to see other countries. And I love watching videos on other countries when people walk around, because then you get to have a little look without having to cost, the cost and, plane fares and things like that to get there, don't you? So, but anyway, this is very similar to Melbourne with the palm trees. In Melbourne, we have a beach along the St Kilda Esplanade, and that's what this reminds me of. It's very similar, very, very similar, but just so beautiful. And it does really look like, paradise. And you can see my daughter Emily here. She is walking in front. I told her, look, just walk, and I'm just going to film as we walk along so that everyone can see exactly what we're up to and what we're doing as well. So, like I said, it was just so much fun. I just really loved this, whole idea of this. But look how amazing this is. Now, the one thing is, like, can you see the face? So, this is where you walk through. So, when you go to Luna Park, and they have one in Melbourne too, you just walk under the teeth and go inside. And this is inside, so it was closed, but they let us walk in so that we could just film it a little bit. So usually this would be bustling with people. They have a Ferris wheel, as you can see, and they have traditional old type merry-go-rounds with the beautiful gold gilded sort of ponies. And you'll see that in a minute, because I tried to actually film everything so everyone could see, like I said, all the super fun. And now this is the ponies. I mean, I love this. So beautiful. I love anything vintage, and I do love the whole history. And the good thing about this is there's no animals, because I don't like going to circuses that have animals. I don't take my children to those places. But I do love things like this, which is just super fun. And, of course, no animals are involved, which is good, because I believe animals should be in the forest, not in a zoo. So now here we are at the next bit. So we decided to go out to dinner. Now this was a rock and roll kind of really fun place. And the waitress here, I'm telling you, was so sweet. She was absolutely beautiful and lovely. She even came out when I told her I had a YouTube channel and I was filming. She said, hey, try some of these snacks. And they had these delicious like cheese kind of snacks, which I loved. So it was so nice of her. So we decided to get the little burgers and, of course, these cheese fries. It's not something I would usually eat. It's the first time I've eaten these kind of cheesy fries. But it was super fun, and it really did have that kind of 40s, fun kind of vibe. So I thought, look, you may want to see what we're eating. I don't usually show these kind of things, but we're on a big holiday having a good time. So I knew that everybody would want to see a little bit about Australia and, like I said, my big holiday, because I have been away and not done many videos. So now we are actually going to a place which is called Jinx Hotel. This is so fun. I mean, really fun. So the whole idea of this is it's like a fun kind of pretend hotel. It's not a real hotel. It's like a game. So every door you open has a fun game, and then you win points, and you're playing against other people you don't even know who are in different hallways, and you will see as we go inside how fun it is. So Hijinks Hotel it's called, and in Melbourne they are meant to be building one, so I'm not sure when that's coming, but so like I said, this was in Sydney and it was super duper fun. My daughter Emily loves to try new things. So she's going up to the front. So this is just kind of like the register bit. And look how gorgeous this floor is. I mean, so like I said, it kind of looks like a bit of a lodge, but like a real funny, over the top lodge with just, different like trinkets and toys, and it's all for display, obviously, because the whole idea is coming in and going, oh my goodness, this is so different. And we definitely did think that. We seen how different and absolutely fun it was. And each room we go into, I give you a little snippet in here. So if anyone is looking at going to the Hijinks Hotel, you'll be able to see. But like I said, it's not a real hotel. It's a fun place. So you can eat there. You can go bowling. There's like amusements. And of course, the whole idea is to have fun in these funny little rooms that we're about to go into in just a little moment. So once you pay your bill, so you pay I think it's $20 each to go in. And you can pay more if you want to go into more fun rooms. I think we went into 5. And then basically you push the bell here, and once it opens, and it talks to you too, like it's so fun. But I couldn't show that due to copyright, so I can only show these kind of things. And you go into the hotel and it talks to you. It says, welcome, you're in the hotel, and so on. But it was super duper fun. And now you go down these hallways, and each hallway has hundreds of doors, like doors everywhere. And you open a door, and this is the first room. So it's like a quiz. So it asks you, what character is on the door, what character is here, and so on. So it's really so much fun. And then this one is all about memory. So you've got to remember. This is noughts and crosses. You go to get a ball, and you've got to throw it straight at the wall. And this was Emily's favourite. She wanted to go in the ball pit, so she had so much fun. And you just throw the balls into these little donuts. You can see it's like basketball, and then you get points, and you can see if you came first or last, but it's all just in the aim of fun. And now this is coming out of the Jinx Hotel. So this is still within their hotel, like I said. And, it's like an eating place. So I would think, because we came during a weekday, but I would think on a weekend this would be very, very busy and super duper packed. But, I mean, look how fun it is. And different wallpapers on different sections as well. So, and here is, the bar. They got lots of different things. So now we're going into the second place, and this is like an amusement park. As I said, I don't usually go to these kind of things. I never play computer games or anything like that. But my daughter wanted to go in, so I said, okay, let's just go in. Let's have some fun, and let's see everything. So like I said, I'm going to put some links in case anyone's traveling to any of these places and you want to try them out, because we tried to go to all different places, and also businesses are doing it tough around the world. So we thought, look, spend our money with some local businesses, and hopefully, our little contribution of going in does help, because they really need these things. They need people to come into these things and to keep them going, because it does cost money, obviously, to run these beautiful places. So this is bowling. You can see it's kind of like an electric fun bowling. And then they have like skee ball in here, basketball, all the driving games and things like that. We did play Mario Brothers driving, and I'm proud to say I came first. Beat my daughter, but then we played was like the race cars, and I came second. She beat me on that. So clearly she's a better race driver than me. But like I said, it was super fun. Here's Emily sitting in the race car that decided to go in. So she chose the white car. I had the orange one. But it was just so much fun. I mean, you just got to have a bit of fun. So now our holiday has come to an end. You can see it's dark. We left at 3 a.m. in the morning because we wanted to beat the traffic going back into Melbourne. And here we are. We actually stopped. This was one of the stops. And, it was 2 degrees Celsius. So absolutely freezing. You can see the white on the ground. In Australia, we don't get much snow at all. Most places don't ever snow. But it's just frost. So it's not snow. It's just like frost. But that's how cold. The grass was actually frozen because, like I said, it was like 2 degrees or something, or 2.5. It was really, really low. And my car actually, because it's a fairly new car, it's only a couple years old, that even beeped to tell me, hey, it's really cold, the engine's cold. So I thought that was a little bit funny. And now here we are going back into Melbourne. Once again, the skies are still blue. I mean, we're in May, so on the 1st of July is when we're officially in winter. So we're in autumn now, but as most of you know, Australia is fairly warm. We do have a much warmer climate, and most suburbs never get snow, so we don't get that minus degrees. There are some places in Australia that do get snow, like Mount Hotham and so on. but where we were, definitely no snow. And you can see the weather is still nice. It's probably around 25 degrees in autumn still. And I'm talking Celsius because we don't talk Fahrenheit, we're Celsius in Australia. And of course, my daughter Emily is filming all of this, not me. So I said to her, look, just film it and then I will do the voiceover later. And of course, we are going back home, and we were so glad to go back home. Like, it's nice to have a holiday, but the Sydney roads are very, very different to Melbourne. They're really different. And I kind of feel like Melbourne's much easier to navigate your way around the city because it's designed into different blocks. Anyway, I hope you have loved it, and I will see everyone on the next video. Bye.